onto your hats because it's time for,
9,
you know
8,
it,
7,
lift off. Let's
6,
go.
5, 4, 3,
Come on.
2, 1, 0. Ignition. Lift off. Lift off. 30 minutes after the hour.
Oh, yeah, now we're talking. Get up there. Get ready. Hold on to your hat. Strap on your seatbelt. Fasten your seatbelts. Hold on to your hat. Get ready for the ride of your life. The show with no name time. On Fun Radio. It's the show with no name. Let's go. All right, do you feel me? I'm feeling you. This is the show with no name, and I'm your host with the most. Your guide with the Spanish name. It's Alberto Alonso at your service, amigos. And for the next 2 hours, I will be your captain, comandante, on this amazing, interactive English journey to wherever you want to go. That's right, we're going to take your English to new heights today on the show. And as always, we're going to play, we're going to laugh, we're going to sing, we're going to shoot the shit. Dispararle a la mierda? What? Well, shoot the shit or shoot the breeze is estar de cháchara. Something you can do every day on the lunchtime show with Rob and Andy. Don't miss it, folks. It's a show where you will be listening in on, escuchando, ¿no? Como si estuvieras escondido. Listening in on a totally native conversation between two best buds. That's right, Rob and Andy are best buds. You can't fake it. And they're two of my best buds as well. So as you guys know, here at Vaughn, we are more than just amigos. We are family. I got all my teachers and me. We are family. Oh, yeah. Now I got all my teachers and me. Yeah, folks, it's Vaughn Radio. And we're ready to rock. And don't forget about our new shows. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Vaughn Radio proudly presents two brand spanking new shows. You can join Ruby every weekday on her program Speak Up. Awesome. From 3 to 4 p.m. Speak Up is for students who are just getting started and superstars who want to go over the basics. Let Ruby guide you through the English experience on her new program, Speak Up, on Vaughn Radio from 3 to 4 p.m. And Frankly Speaking, hosted by Chris. This program will be on every evening from 7:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. And in Frankly Speaking, Chris Frank will make you feel like you were at the restaurant or bar with him in a totally native conversation. Learn English as you have fun with Frankly Speaking. So make sure you check out our two latest programs. You're going to love them. Frankly Speaking with Chris from 7:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. And Speak Up with Ruby from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. I have a feeling, I have a hunch you're going to love these new programs. Exclusively on Vaughn Radio. Don't miss them. That's right, folks. Don't miss them. Today from 3 to 4 p.m., you've got Speak Up with Ruby, and be sure to follow her on social media. And then today from 7:30 to 8:30 p.m., you can learn English with Chris Frank in Frankly Speaking.
Vaughan Groups, el nuevo producto de Vaughan comienza el 11 de septiembre. Si quieres informarte, ya sabes, grupovaughan.com.
All right, Nacho. Come on, let's get to the show. I want to hear Chris. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Now we're talking.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Frankly Speaking, your with me, your host and bartender, Chris Frank, right here on Vaughn Radio. All right, welcome everybody. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to the bar. Grab a seat, pull up a stool, listen to some cool, smooth jazz, and let's get to our cocktail special for the evening. Happy hour tonight. We've got rum punch. Rum punch. Now, this is a pretty nebulous name for a cocktail. There are probably hundreds of different ways to make rum punch, but you will find maybe not a traditional recipe, not an International Bartenders Association recipe, but I will give you the kind of normal rum punch that you will be served for a tropical Tuesday at almost every bar that you go to in almost every country in the world. It is based off of an International Bartenders Association punch. It's called Planter's Punch. The International Bartenders Association Planter's Punch, very, very simple. White rum, lime juice, and sugar cane juice. Now, are you going to be able to make sugar cane juice readily in any locale? No, of course not. You don't buy actual caned sugar. You know, we buy it all pre-processed and fortified. But that is on the IBA list of cocktails. Now, a traditional rum punch, as we would know it, would include some different fruit juices. And this is largely to taste, but it is a rum-forward drink. It is not nearly as alcoholic as some of the cocktails that I've talked about here. You're going to get it down to a pretty drinkable and respectable 20 to 25% total alcohol content. So not too much worse than drinking a glass of wine or a beer or two. So very, very simple, very easy to put together. You can use pretty much any rum. Here in Spain, I know you guys have the two very popular, Brugal and Barthelo. Those are your two kind of popular rums around here. They'll work fine for this. The only really, maybe, I don't know that I'd say rare or even difficult, but the only component to this that will be a little bit more difficult, you'll need some dark rum. And I've seen Bacardi dark in several different locations. And if you go to any fancier establishments, you can probably find numerous dark rums there. So your standard rum punch for this tropical Tuesday is going to be your white rum or your slightly aged rum like a Brugal or Barthelo is. Pineapple juice, orange juice, a little squeeze of lime, and grenadine. Now this sounds fancy. It's not. It's cheap. It's easy to find. Every single bar store will have it. Every alcohol store should have it. Grenadine is that bright red syrup that, kids really love it because you can mix it.
Now, is anybody else getting thirsty over here? Man, I really want a Planter's Punch. Well, folks, that is one of our latest additions to Vaughn Radio. Our good buddy, Chris Frank. That's right, amigos. Also, a quick reminder before we get into our first section. Remember, we've got a really important event on the horizon. Hey, Lara, do you have any plans for November 1st?
Hey, Daddy. Yeah. It's Vaughn Radio. Twitter night, baby.
Where is it taking place?
It's at Real Madrid.
What time does it start?
It's at 8:30. Get there at 8.
And who's hosting this time?
Seriously? Come on, Daddy. It's your turn.
Thank God my daughter isn't as forgetful as I am. I'm going to jot it down this time. And so should you. We'll see you for another Vaughn Radio Trivia Night at Roll Madrid, hosted by yours truly, un servidor. I'll see you November 1st at 8:30 p.m. at Roll Madrid for another exciting Vaughn Radio Trivia Night.
Be there or be square, amigos.
That's right. Be there or be square, as Lara says. And folks, we'll see you there. It's Vaughn Radio Trivia Night, and I will be hosting on November 1st. Don't miss it. It's going to be tons of fun. I can guarantee it. I've already put it together, and I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. All right, time for Question of the Week.
Question of the Week.
That's right. Charge! Folks, it's Question of the Week. Now, we've already gotten answers from some amazing students, so give it up for Chris, Kubla, Maria Jose, Laura, Nudia, and Anix. Thank you for participating. But hold your horses, nos adelantes. We're not going to hear from them today. That's tomorrow on Question of the Week. I'm just here to tell you this is your last chance, tu última oportunidad, your last chance to participate. If you want to participate, send me a voice note today. Don't put it off any longer. Put it off, aplazar. Send me a voice note today, a 1-minute voice note telling me your funniest experience, your most embarrassing miscommunication or mistake in English, your biggest, vamos, traducido, your biggest fuck up, your biggest screw up, cagada, right, in English, which ends up being a funny anecdote. Now, we've got some really good ones that we're going to listen to, but we're still missing yours. So send me a 1-minute voice message, jot down my email address. It's alonso@grupovon.com, and you can participate today. We do it every week, but it's a perfect opportunity for you to express yourself in English. And thank you to all of you who have already participated. Great job. All right, folks, speaking of participation, time for today's pop quiz. Come on. I want you guys to sing along, all right? Seriously, pop quiz. Just say it then. You don't have to sing it, just say it. Pop quiz. Fill it in. Pop quiz. Yeah. Or what about a... Yeah. Let's go. Let's bounce. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. That's right, amigos. That's right. You know it. It is our pop quiz here on the show with no name. And I know you guys love a little challenge. Who doesn't love a little challenge? Let's take a look. Now, this one is coming from our focused translation book. You can pick it up at the Vaughn Tienda. The website is vaughntienda.com. vaughntienda.com. And also, if you're looking for courses, you can go to our main website, which is grupovon.com. Don't forget to follow us on social media. That's another way to stay in the loop, right? Estar al tanto. To stay in the loop of what's going on in the Vaughn world. So events like the Vaughn Radio Trivia Night, special deals like we've got right now on our Vaughn groups. We've got a couple special deals going on. So if you want to be in the know, because I don't expect you to go to our website every day because nobody does that. But check it out. If you've never been to our website, it's grupovon.com. But the best way to stay in the loop is to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, or what have you. All right, amigos. And if you're looking for materials, you can pick them up online at vontienda.com. If you are lucky enough to live in the wonderful cities of Bilbao, Valladolid, Zaragoza, Barcelona, Valencia, Santander, Vigo, or Madrid, well, you're in luck. You can stop by and visit us in person, and you can ask about getting a free level test. All right, well, my amigos, we are going to warm up now. We're going to take a look at some idiomatic expressions today. I know you guys love expressions, so we're going to see if you know these expressions. Now, let me clear something up really quickly here, because this happens a lot. I've got a lot of students who are very savvy when it comes to expressions, que controlan bien. They're very savvy when it comes to expressions. But then they make simple mistakes with the third person in the present, or they make like they'll say he instead of she. So guys, remember, you always have to go over the basics. And you can do that every day with Ruby on Speak Up. In fact, in all of our programs, we go through the basics. Look at Fitz's program, No Excuses. Some days it's a really hard lesson. And some days it's something basic that you're thinking, oh, this isn't hard. Well, then that means you should get them all right. All right. So here's the first one. Now, the first couple ones are just to warm up, as always. Then I'll give you 3 that you have to give me. Okay? Are we ready? Here we go. The first one is, en el mejor de los casos, recibiremos el tercer premio. En el mejor de los casos. Ooh. That's an interesting one. You don't have to give it to me. Again, I prefer that you guys figure it out and say it aloud. I'll tell you when I want you to give it to me. Believe me. So what did you say? Did you say at best? Pues ahí lo tienes. Muy fácil. En el mejor de los casos. At best. So the first part, that's the idiomatic expression. Either you know it or you don't. Now you know it. At best, we will get or receive. Get es el comodín. Get is the wild card. We will get the third prize. Okay, el tercer premio. The third prize. At best. If you didn't know it, jot it down. All right. The next one. Okay. Voy a la clínica un día sí y otro no. Y esto vale para un mes sí y otro no. Un viernes sí y otro no. And this is one, o lo sabes o no. Okay, not funny. So, do you know it? I go to the dentist, o no me acuerdo lo que dije, da igual el sitio. I go to the dentist every other day. Wow, you really have some problems, Alberto. Un día sí y otro no. We don't say one. I love it. I've heard students say one day yes and one day no. It sounds funny in English. We say every other, cada otro día, right? All right, here's a very common one. Let's see if you know it. Utiliza las cifras preliminares por ahora. Utiliza las cifras preliminares por ahora. Use the preliminary figures, esa parte, pero no es figures, es figures, for, did you say for now? No es incorrecto, pero no es la que busco. For the time being. Esa la usamos muchísimo. Por ahora, temporalmente. For the time being, use that. I'll get you a new one. Apúntala. Otra que es muy común. For good. Me voy para siempre. I'm leaving for good. Ahora, tú dirías, ¿qué? Pero es para hacer bien, para el bien, ¿no? Like you're a freedom fighter. No. For good means forever. And ever, and ever. All right, here's another one for you. En resumidas cuentas, estamos en quiebra. En resumidas cuentas, estamos en quiebra. Did you say in short? In short. In short, or a very cool idiomatic expression, in a nutshell. En la cáscara de un nuez. In a nutshell, in short, we are bankrupt. Or we went, nos declaramos, right? We went bankrupt or we are bankrupt. So these are really nice, these little connectors, because they make it so we don't just say, John is interesting. He is a good boy. He is the best in his class. No es mucho mejor poder decir, he is by far the best, con mucha diferencia, de lejos. You say it very similar, by far. So I love to learn all these little things in Spanish, and I hope you guys love to learn them in English. So here we go. It's your turn now. Number 1. Lo harán siempre que les respaldes. Give me all three together, please. Lo harán siempre que les respaldes is number 1. Y yo me acuerdo el día que descubrí en español el siempre que. Ok, porque ya ahí dije, cada vez que yo digo siempre que, le sigue un subjuntivo. So it's not siempre que voy, es siempre que vaya. It's not siempre que tengo, it's siempre que tenga. Right? It was a rule for me. En cuanto, siempre que. So these were little patterns, patrones, that I found in Spanish to help me with the dreaded subjunctive. You want to throw a Guidi off? ¿Quieres desconcertarnos? Haznos traducir un subjuntivo. The perfect example. En un bar puedes ponerles a prueba. Say, pídele unas cervezas, pero dile no ahora cuando tiene un minuto. So, you know the one I'm saying. Whenever you get a chance in English, or when you get a chance. Well, I used to say cuando puedes. And cuando puedes is a question. When can you do it? Cuando puedas is whenever you can do it. So that siempre que is a little trick for me in Spanish. Y deberíais saberlo en inglés. So that's number 1. Lo harán siempre que les respaldes. Number 2. Como regla general, no digo palabrotas in clase. That's not true. Well, I try to keep it clean, but it's part of life too. So number 2, como regla general, no digo palabrotas en clase. And the last one I'm going to give you is, me siento algo fuera de lugar aquí. O me siento fuera de lugar aquí. There you go, folks. There are 3 idiomatic expressions, very native structures that I want you guys to give me in today's pop quiz. If you're looking for more stuff like this, you can go over to the Von Tienda. Again, the website is vontienda.com. We've always got new materials coming out, just so you know. So make sure you keep an eye on it. Just like we have the new radio shows. We've got Speak Up with Ruby. We've got Chris and Frankly Speaking, who, as I'm sure it's happened to most of you today as well, you guys are feeling a little bit thirsty, right? Not just for English, because you're thirsty for English every day. And we're here to quench your thirst. Mira, yo aprendí esa palabra en español. To quench, saciar. ¿Ves? Usando palabras, pues uno ya se pregunta, pues, ¿cómo se diría en inglés? That's what Lara does. That's what you should do as well. ¿Y eso? ¿Cómo se diría? Y si lo quiero poner en una pregunta, and that'll make you much more than English students, but that will make you English explorers, English adventurers. But right now, we've got to venture into a commercial break, my amigos. I can't believe it. We've got a lot of people participating, which is wonderful. Remember, even if you can't tune in live, you can always participate later on. Just grab a pen, grab a piece of paper, and get ready to have some fun along with your fellow students here on the Show with No Name on Vaughn Radio. folks. I'm so excited. We've got a lot of stuff to cover in the next 3 sections of the show. So we're going to try and fit everything in, but it's going to be chock full of fun, repleto de diversión, and I know we are going to learn and laugh lots more. So if I were you guys, I wouldn't even think of going anywhere. Stick around. Hey, amigos. Welcome back. Welcome back to the show with no name. Here on Vaughn Radio, where you can learn English and have tons of fun with us every day. It's always an adventure here on Vaughn Radio. Whether you're on your commute home with my buddy Kyle Miller and his program Drive Time, or you're waking up with the Pro Bow Show with Rob Grams, you're going to learn so much more than just English here on Vaughn Radio. And the best news, it's free. So spread the word. Tell your friends. Tell your workmates. Tell your family. Guys, English doesn't have to be tedious. English doesn't have to be boring. English doesn't have to be routine. No, we can make it fun. We can learn English as we learn about the world, as we learn about ourselves. Why not? Right? If you want to, you can learn anything, anywhere. I see it with my daughter. She's always ready to learn. She's always got that radar going. Ese radar. We say radar. And if you love learning and you love to venture into English, venture es aventurar, well, check out our Vaughn groups. Do you know about Vaughn groups? Well, I'm going to tell you all about them. They are group English classes that you can do via video conference or in person. And the good news is you can start whenever you want. And you can keep the same timetable, teacher, and classmates throughout the whole course. And the best part, there's no strings attached. Sin compromiso. And if you act now, you can get a 5% discount for paying up front. And if you stick with the course for 6 months, you'll get a 50% discount in June. Wow, what a deal! As if you needed more reasons to learn English with Vaughn. Check out our Vaughn groups. Have fun and make friends as you learn English. Sign up now while there are still spots available. Call us 911-385831, or you can go to our website, grupovaughn.com. And don't forget to follow us on social media and find out if Vaughn groups are for you. That's right, folks. More information on our social media pages or at our website, grupovaughn.com. It's time for the Say What soundbite. Yeah, yeah. Say what? Come on, come on. All right, amigos, it's time for the Say What soundbite here on the show with no name. That's right, it's the show with no name, and you're going to hear a famous person speaking. You're going to hear this soundbite 4 times, as always. You'll have 4 chances to jot it all down. Now, right now, I just want your take, your opinion based on what you heard. As always, give it to me in your best English. Start your sentences with capital letters. I'm not saying to do that when you're chatting with your friends. But in English class, if you don't pay attention to grammar, pronunciation, and things like that, when are you going to do it? Right? So it's just about creating good habits, even for myself. I'm trying to go back to being, to paying attention to that stuff. Where I put my commas. Hey, guys, being literate is it's a great thing. Not everybody can read and write. We know that. All right, amigos, here we go with today's Say What soundbite. Is everybody ready? Okay, this is the first listen.
Tonight, we analyze the new rock sensation Timil, the controversial new band that has taken the country by storm. Already playing at several large venues this month, the band prepares for its biggest gig, Lollapalooza, where they will open for Phil Collins.
All right, there you go. Whoa, that was fast. Oh, my goodness. And there's one word that's kind of he's mocking or making fun of something else. All right, let me give you another second or two, and then I will play it for you a second time. And then I'd love to hear your feedback. And then we're going to check out your comments and see how you guys did on the pop quiz. Is everybody ready? Here's the Say What soundbite for the second time.
Tonight, we analyze the new rock sensation Timil, the controversial new band that has taken the country by storm. Already playing at several large venues this month, the band prepares for its biggest gig, Lollapalooza, where they will open for Phil Collins.
All right, folks, there you go. Let's see what you heard. You got to tell me in your best English. Let's go on over to our virtual chat room and see who's in the house. Let's see who's in the house. We got Born to Iron Man checking in. What's up, Born to Iron Man? He says, morning, folks. What's up, buddy? Great to have you on board as always. David says, good morning, Alberto and mates. What's up, David? How are you, buddy? Great to have you on board. Kubla says, hey there, super students and teaching Elvis. If Ukraine for Ukraine, I'll acquire and ask them to believe and leave. All right. Rhyming over there. Doesn't make, it's a bit, okay. It rhymes. Rima. That's step 1 there. What's up, Kubla? Always playing with words. There's Marisol. Marisol says, good Thursday, guys. Marisol, just be careful. I don't know if you just didn't know it or if it was carelessness, descuido, but Thursday, días de la semana, meses, nacionalidades, en inglés empiezan con mayúscula. Te lo digo porque en español sé que no. So good Thursday, guys, con mayúscula. What's up, Marisol? We need a little bit of mar y sol, at least here in Madrid today. All right, she says, I hope nobody is too weary. Great word, cansado. I hope nobody is too weary to join and learn some English. Awesome, Marisol. Welcome aboard. Chris Valrol says, morning, dear Alberto and mates. I love listening to Lara. I love Chris's show. I used to work as a bartender when I was in college. I loved that job. Well, Chris, that makes 2 of us. Ya somos dos. Mira, toma expresión. That makes 2 of us. I was a bartender for many, many years in New York. I don't remember how to make half the drinks, but it was a fun job. Yeah, I look back on that job with some fond memories, buenos recuerdos. It was a great job to hook up, ligar. Hey, I'm just being honest. I was in my 20s. I was in New York. I had access to free booze, alcohol gratis, and there were beautiful ladies visiting from all around the world. You do the math. That's my experience. I'm not speaking for Chris. Chris, so awesome. Another thing we have in common. We were both bartenders. And don't forget, you can chat with Chris. I love it, too, because he's got that soothing bartender voice. Like, hey, what's your poison? What are you having? He's the opposite of me. I'm like frenetic, and he's very relaxed. He takes his time, which is good. We need a little bit of everything in this world. As always, there's Laura. Lovely Laura. She says, good morning, lovely show with no namers and teacher. Good morning to you, dear Laura. Kubla says, oh, great. Kubla participating in the Say What. No, not the Say What soundbite. My bad. The pop quiz. Let's go in order here. Kubla says, number 1, they'll do it as long as you back them up. Yes. Number 1 is correct. You can say support, apoyar, right? As long as you stand by them. I'll stand by you. I'll stand by you. Won't let nobody hurt you. Won't let nobody. ¿Qué doble negación tenemos ahí? All right, we'll let the pretenders get away with it. Salir de rositas to get away with it. So number 1 is great. They'll do it as long as. That's a great one to know. Siempre que. As long as you back them up. Great job. Number 2, as a general rule, I don't swear in class. I like it. As a general rule, I don't swear or curse. Ambos significan decir palabrotas in class. And the other one is I feel a bit out of place. Great. Let's see what the other students came up with. Laura says they'll do it as long as you support them. Great, Laura. Oh, Laura, I love it. Es la que estaba buscando. As a rule of thumb, sí, pulgar. As a rule of thumb, I don't swear in class. And she says, I don't feel at ease here. Wow. 2 students and totally different answers, and they're all right. You guys are awesome. There's Born to Iron Man. Speaking of awesome students, and he says, number 1, they'll do it as long as you back them. ¿Sabes algo, Born to Iron Man? That's correct. You back them or you back them up. Ambos te valen. Number 2, as a general rule, I don't swear in class. Excellent. And I feel like a fish out of water here. Awesome. Es la que buscaba. Me siento fuera. So you say, it's very funny because in Spanish you say, me siento como pez en el agua, right? I feel like a fish in water. Well, we use it the opposite way in English. We say, me siento como pez fuera del agua. So I feel like a fish out of water. Wow, great job, guys. Wonderful. Chris Valrol taking a stab at it. She says they will do it as long as you support them. Great, Chris. Number 2, as a general rule, I don't swear in class. So we saw as the second one, as a general rule or as a rule of thumb, I don't swear or I don't curse in class. And she said, I feel out of place here. Nadie ha puesto somewhat. Somewhat es algo. Es una buena. I feel somewhat out of place. Y out of, in inglés, es outa. I feel somewhat out of place. I feel like a fish out of water. Out of is outa. Excellent job, Chris. Marisol. Marisol, I'm going to read them. I'm going to help you out here. But you didn't even capitalize them there. So remember, you got, in English class, if you turn in an exam or homework, I mean, you know, the first letter has to be capitalized. So this is like, think of it like you're turning in an assignment. No, algún deber. Lo estás presentando. So if you don't start with a capital letter, it tells me that you're not paying attention or you're being lazy, which I don't think it's that one. All right, well, we're going to forgive you just because we know, Marisol, next time you're going to go above and beyond. Vas a ir más allá. Number 1, they'll do it as long as you support them. Y es una pena porque es correcto, menos esa parte. En un examen estaría incorrecto. Pero aquí te lo vamos a permitir hoy. As a general rule, I don't say 4 words in class. Pero Marisol, me encanta, ¿eh? Lo único que falta ahí es 4-letter words, pero me encanta, ¿eh? Otra forma de decir palabrotas. Curse. Or I don't curse. I don't say 4-letter words. Fuck, shit, right? Wow, great one. Solo te faltaba la palabra letter. And number 3, I fell myself out of place. No, sería I felt out of place, pero no es reflexivo, porque el fell es el pasado de caerse. So, me caí fuera de lugar, right? So, I felt out of place, sin el myself. All right, great job, Marisol. But I know next time you will definitely go above and beyond. Let's see. We've got a lot of people participating in our Say What soundbite, but a wonderful job to all of you who participated in the pop quiz. Wonderful. Impressive. All right, Leo. What's up, Leo? He says, I think an announcer is giving a preview on a music show about the genesis of a new band that's catching on. Excellent. Excellent job, Leo. I love it. I'll take it. Laura says, I heard the voice of a presenter who speaks a mile a minute, introducing a new rock band that has taken the country by storm and that is going to open for a very famous singer in a gig. Great job. And to open es abrir, pero también es ser telonero. So the opening band. Who's opening for Metallica? Who's opening? ¿Quién es el telonero? Great, Laura. Wonderful. Kubla. It sounds like an American TV anchor. Great word. An anchor, presentador de noticias. Announcing a rising rock band scheduled to open up for a legendary English drummer. Nice job. Born to Iron Man says that American guy sounds like a musical program radio host, talking a mile a minute about a new sensation rock band. Yes! Great job. Wow, folks. I'm impressed. I mean, I'm usually impressed, but today you guys are kicking ass. Maybe this rain is good. It's watering our brains, regando nuestras cabezas, right? So the seeds, the English seeds grow. All right, Chris says, I heard an American broadcaster talking about the new rock sensation band that I guess, because I couldn't get more due to the speed, is going to play the Lollapalooza Festival. Great, Chris, you got the gist of it. You definitely got the gist of it, Chris. And we've got Ricardo. Ricardo's participating, and he says, I heard a super motivated American presenter giving to know, letting people know about, mejor, introducing a brand new band that we're even supporting a very famous artist. Great job, everybody. Wonderful job. You guys kicked ass in this section, as you always do. And in not just in this section, but also in the pop quiz. But right now, it's time for Spelling Bee.
Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee.
That's right, amigos. It is our Spelling Bee here on the show with no name. And as always, this is a part of the show where we're going to spell some words for you. This is about taking dictation. This is also about being able to jot things down, knowing your letters. There are many different things that we practice in this exercise. So, folks, here's your Spelling Bee. This is round one. You know, I am relentless. I am throat. Despiadado. I'm going really hardcore on this first round. Oh, and let's get some background music just to set the mood. Let me see if I've got something over here. Oh, I just so happen to have some music to set the mood for today's spelling bee. Folks, this is round one. I want you to capitalize all these words for the sake of simplicity. The first one is German space Priest. The second one is TheOLOGIAN, my brothers. The third one is HYMNWRITER. The fourth one is AUGUSTINIAN space FRIAR. Can I get a hallelujah? Number 5 is PROTESTANT space REFORMATION. And the sixth and last one, my brothers and sisters, is LUTHERANISM. Can I get a hallelujah? Can I get an amen? Amen, brother. You know, that was one of the first imitations I did as a kid. You know, I love imitating, doing impressions, como se dice. And I remember these televangelists on TV. The Lord said, move forward and repent, for thou art unholy. And I used to go nuts. Because, you know, up until that point, I had never seen people with such conviction. They really, whether they were just doing it to rake in some money, as many of them, we found out, were more interested in business, making money instead of helping the needy, los que necesitan, los pobres. But man, I just remember they were amazing actors then. They would cry. They were like jump out of their seats. If you ever want to see like fever, fire, you got to watch these televangelists, these American ones. And the Lord said unto them, thou shalt not kill. Unless it's in English class. Then you can kill it. And that's a funny one. That's Rob Graham's favorite expression. You're killing it. Que no significa que lo estás haciendo fatal, sino que lo estás haciendo genial. And speaking of killing it, it looks like we've got Kubla and Laura who are taking a stab at it. Let's see how they did. Kubla, the first one is correct. The second one is also correct. The third one is correct. The fourth one is correct. The fifth one is correct. And also the sixth one is correct. Wonderful job. It looks like Laura and Chris Valrol got it as well. Unfreaking believable. I can't believe how fast you guys were able to jot that down and relay it back to me. All right, here we go. This is round 2. Obviously has something to do with the church or maybe a pipe organ. Well, here we go. The first word is GERMAN space PRIEST. The second word is TheOLOGIAN. The third one is HYMNWRITER. The fourth one is AUGUSTINIAN space FRIAR. The fourth one is PROTESTANT TANT space REFORMATION. And the last one. This is fair enough. Es bastante justo aquí. LUTHERANISM. There you go, my brothers and sisters. Peace be with you. Esa parte siempre me gustaba en la misa. Cuando saludabas a todos. Peace be with you, and also with you. As I said, I grew up in the church. And the church, that pipe organ, como llamamos el órgano grande esta, con tubos, pipes. I mean, who doesn't love that sound? It's just a deep, full sound. Listen to it. It's wonderful. I guess that's that same sound that made Martin Luther decide to become a doctor of theology today in 1512. And no, I'm not talking about Martin Luther King Jr. I'm talking about Martin Luther, the guy who formed the basis, or his beliefs formed the basis of Lutheranism, the Lutheran Church. All right, amigos, but I'll tell you what we've got to do right now. We've got to go to a quick commercial break, amigos. I know you'd love to hang out with us here in church. You were having fun. You were feeling the spirit. But we've got to go to a commercial break. We'll be right back with tons more Show with No Name. So stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to the Show with No Name on Vaughn Radio, folks, where English is exciting. That's right. Don't forget to follow us on social media. And this way you guys are in the loop. You know this expression? To be in the loop. Estar al tanto, estar al día. You will be in the loop, amigos. Also, a quick reminder. Please, we have enough people already, honestly. We've had a lot of people participate. But if you'd like to participate, you still have time to send us your question of the week. Just send me a 1-minute voice message to Alonso at grupovon.com. I'd love to hear from you, and I know your fellow students would love to hear from you as well. Every Friday here on the show, we do Question of the Week, where you guys have a voice. Fridays are always a very special day anyway. Not just because we get to hear from you, but also because every Friday you get a brand spanking new episode of FYI, my self-produced podcast for your English. And what did we look at last week? Last week we looked at weapons, mi arma. And this week, we're looking at something that is near and dear to my heart. That's right. We're going to take a look at vinyl. Welcome to WFYI FM Radio. the home of the smooth, soulful sounds, where we're spinning stacks of wax for you while you work or just go about your day. This is your beat-bringing buddy, DJ AA, and you're in for a real treat for the next hour or so. Get ready to set the record straight and learn lots of exciting English in today's session. Join me as we venture into the unbelievable world of vinyl on this week's episode of FYI. Welcome to For Your Info.
Inglés.
You got it. That's right, folks. For Your Ingles, FYI, brand new episode coming out this Friday on vinyl. And it's a very special episode because I dedicate it to some loved ones that we've lost along the way. Algunos que hemos perdido por el camino. So I think it's a very special episode, and it'll bring back a lot of nostalgia to you guys if you love records or collecting records, or even if that smell of vinyl reminds you of your grandpa's house or your aunt and uncle's house. It's definitely something special, not only to collectors, but I think anybody who was alive when they were first popular. And now they've made a tremendous comeback, as many people know. All right, folks, it's time for another section. It's Homophones on the Show with No Name. Homophones on the show with no name. It's homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. Homophones on the show with no name. Cause homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. 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 That's right, amigos. It's homophones only on the show with no name. And here's where we look at words that tend to throw my students off. But hopefully that won't be the case here. I imagine most of you will be able to get it, but we shall see. Oh, wait. What's that? Oh, I love the sound of a sax. Man, what a soothing sound, the saxophone. Well, that brings us to our first word. The first word is the wooden thing on the mouthpiece. There's a little piece of wood, if you've ever played a saxophone or a woodwind instrument, como se llaman, a woodwind instrument. I think it's instrumento de caña. Well, it's also junco as well. So it's the stalks of a plant. And I love it when you see these and there's a little breeze, hay una brisita, and you see el junco. So junco, once it's taken off the stalk of the plant and carved, then it can be used in woodwind instruments, specifically a saxophone. All right. So that is the first word, junco o lengüeta. And the second word is a word you should all know, and that is the word leer. That's it, leer. You'd better know the word leer. I really hope you do. All right, amigos. And I'll tell you what, we've got to move on. I've got to give you the Say What soundbite while you guys are thinking it through. This is the Say What soundbite for the third time.
Tonight, we analyze the new rock sensation Timil, the controversial new band that has taken the country by storm. Already playing at several large venues this month, the band prepares for its biggest gig, Lollapalooza, where they will open for Phil Collins.
All right, there you go, my amigos. There you go. That is the third listen. You're going to hear it one more time here on the show, and hopefully you guys will be able to get it down. All right, let's take a look at our homophone section. I gave you some time to try and figure that one out, so let's see how you did. Okay, first person to participate is our amigo Kubla. Are you guys betting on him? Or are you going to bet against him? All right. I bet on him. We'll see what... well, he usually nails this section. Right? In fact, this is probably one of the easier sections, I would say. Also, just because of the odds, la probabilidad. There's a 50% chance you'll get it. All right. So, Kubla, the two words are correct. And Kubla says they sound alike, que suenan igual. All right. Born to Iron Man, those are the correct words. And he says they are homophones. Okay. And Laura, those are the correct words. And she agrees. All right, well, let's take a look at the words. Oh, Chris Valrol, too. She's jumping in there, and she says, I'd say they're homophones. All right, well, let's take a look. The first word is reed. Reed. As I said, it's the plant, the one that grows near water, and it looks really cool when there's some wind or a breeze. It's also the one that you'll find on the mouthpiece of a saxophone. Yeah, saxophone. Saxophone. So reed. So here we go. I don't know how to put this reed on. I guess I'll have to read the instructions. I don't know how to put this reed on the saxophone. I guess I'll have to read the instructions. Yes. They are homophones. Reed. One is R-E-E-D. And the second one, el verbo leer, is read. But just be careful because it's a really, really confusing verb. Why? Pues si lo conjugas, se escribe igual. Read. Pero es read, read. You know the classic joke? What's black and white and red all over? What's black and white and red all over? A zebra with sunburn. Una cebra que se ha quemado al sol. No, okay. Really, now serious. What's black and white and red all over? A newspaper. That's right, jokes. Little extra today. Some extra jokes for you, folks. So, did you get it? What's black and white, que es blanco y negro, and red all over, y rojo en todas partes, o leído por todas partes. So there you go. Read, red. That's the confusing part there. And just be careful, because the word rid is very different. So I told you to get rid of that reed. It's full of saliva. It's old. Get rid of the reed. All right. Excellent job. Also, Laura figuring out the say what soundbite. Wonderful job, Laura. Also, Kubla got it as well. Let's go on over to our spelling bee now because we had to finish up. We were just talking about some religious terms, and I know you guys were enjoying that pipe organ. Even if you're not religious, as I said. All right, well, let's take a look at the words in the spelling bee. The first word was German priest, and that's Martin Luther. Again, not to be confused with MLK Jr., Martin Luther King Jr. I have a dream. Well, he was a minister. He was a pastor. But obviously his name was inspired on this Martin Luther, and he became a doctor of theology, or he got his doctorate in theology today in 1512. And he was a German priest, a priestess, cura, a theologian, so somebody who studies theology, a hymn writer, and that's a funny word, because the word hymn, H-Y-M-N, suena como él, como objeto. I told him not to sing the hymn. Es un homófono. I told him not to sing the hymn. Es la N al final. We don't say hymn. We say hymn. ¿Qué es diferente? If you say, esa canción es un himno, tío, you would say more anthem en ese caso. O el himno de un país is an anthem, the national anthem. But a hymn is the one you sing in church. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound. It saved a wretch like me. So a hymn writer, alguien que escribía himnos. He was also an Augustinian friar. There's another homophone. A friar is also una freidora. So the friar made some fries in the fryer. Hey, si te acuerdas. The fifth one is the Protestant Reformation, which he led, the Protestant Reformation. And sixth, Lutheranism. And if you were a Lutheran, well, your part of the religion was named after Martin Luther. And again, I don't know very much about religion, but I do find it interesting. You know. All right, well, amigos, we're not here to chat too much about religion, unless your religion is the movies. And you know me, that is like a religion. I love going to the movies. Name that movie. That's right, amigos. Name that movie. And yeah, I really love this movie. It is, I mean, it's a movie that came out a long time ago, but I think when it came out, I had it on DVD, I remember. And I probably watched this movie about 200 times. And it was a really good movie to watch after a breakup. Después de una rotura, after a breakup. And it came out, I'll give you a little clue. It's not going to help you very much. It came out in 1996, and I love this movie. Seriously, there was one point in my life where I could tell you every line from the movie. All right, well, let's take a look. We're in the club. You can find us in the club. Bottle full of bubba, mommy, I got the X if you're into taking drugs. I'm into having sex, I ain't into making love, so come give me a hug if you're into getting rough. Okay, oh, sorry, I got carried away. I thought we were in the club, as 50 Cent says. Here we go. A wannabe actor has a hard time moving on from a breakup, but he is lucky to have a supportive friend. Or, excuse me, to have supportive friends. Lo he pensado, digo, no, pero tiene dos. But he is lucky to have supportive friends. Friends who back him up, who will stand by him. They'll stand by him. We're talking a lot about support, about backing people up, standing by them. So a wannabe actor, uno que quiere ser y no lo es. A wannabe actor has a hard time. Sería mucho más común decir eso que difficulty. Porque he oído muchos. He has difficulty. It's difficult to say that. He has a hard time moving on, siguiendo hacia adelante. Moving on from a breakup, recuperándose de una ruptura. But he is lucky to have supportive friends. And I think this was me. I really identified with this character after I broke up with my college sweetheart. I was with her for a while. And you know, just like every breakup, it's never easy, even if it's mutual, which it was. It wasn't easy. You know, we knew it was the best option, but we tried. You got to give it the old college try. And two people who just gave it the old college try and nailed it. Kubla and Chris Valrol. Nice job, Kubla and Chris. You are on it. The movie is called Swingers. That's right. And it's not because they go to swingers clubs. Swingers is because they listen to swing music and stuff like that. They were like drinking these martinis, like the old man's club. But it has nothing to do with exchanging partners, by the way. Now, I imagine in Spanish it's not called swingers. Well, this movie is loosely based on, está basado, pero en parte, it's loosely based on the experiences of writer Jon Favreau. Jon Favreau, famous writer, director. And when he first moved to Los Angeles, he had broken up with a long-term girlfriend, just like Mikey, the character he wrote and plays. So I guess that's why the movie's so good. It's real. Like, it's written, but it really happened to these people. So he had just broken up with a long-term girlfriend, and he counted on his friends, Vince Vaughn and Ron Livingston, to cheer him up. And, well, the characters they play in the film are all based on themselves. They're really friends. It's not a joke. So the chemistry between them is just incredible. And the relationship between the characters, the two main characters, Jon Favreau and Vince Vaughn, or Vaughan, as you say, is exactly like their relationship in real life. They're best buddies. That's right. They're best pals. So, I mean, I didn't know that when I watched the movie, but you could feel a certain chemistry there, like they could just finish each other's sentences. And I really identified with it because I was, around their age. I was going through a similar situation, and the movie was quite popular in the United States. All right, so let's take a look at the scene that I've chosen. So Mike says, because he's asking Trent for advice. He wants advice from his buddy Trent. Mikey is played by Jon Favreau, and Trent is played by Vince Vaughn. And Mike says, so he just met a girl, right? And he's still getting over his ex. And Mike says, so how long do I wait to call? ¿Cuánto tiempo espero para llamar? How long do I wait to call? And Trent says, a day. And Mike says, tomorrow. He goes, and then Sue says, tomorrow, then a day. And Trent says, yeah. And Mike says, so 2 days? And he goes, yeah, I guess you could call it that. 2 days. And Mikey's like, so is it 1 day or 2 days that I wait to call her back? Because she gave him the digits, el número de teléfono. So he goes, so I guess I could call that 2 days. And Sue, his friend Sue, says, definitely. 2 days is like an industry standard. Es un estándar de la industria. And so as you see, they've turned hooking up into a science. To hook up es ligar. And Trent says, I used to wait 2 days to call anybody. But now it's like everyone in town waits 2 days. Todo el mundo espera 2 días. And that town is Hollywood, by the way. Tinseltown. So I think 3 days is kind of money. What do you think? And what does he mean by money? ¿Qué tiene que ver con dinero? I think 3 days is money. Money es clave. Es perfecto. Man, you are money. That outfit is money. Es clavado. Es chulísimo. So I think 3 days is bastante money. Que bastante mola. He goes, what do you think? He goes, yeah, but 2's not enough to look anxious. He says, dos no es, but 2's enough not to look anxious. Es para no parecer ansioso, que quiere, to not look too needy, And then Mike says, yeah, but you know what? Maybe I'll wait 3 weeks. How's that? Because he's getting fed up with all these rules. And he goes, yeah, but you know what? Maybe I'll wait 3 weeks. How's that? And tell her I was cleaning out my wallet and I just happened to run into her number, que estaba limpiando la cartera y topé con su número de teléfono. Remember, we don't say, give me your phone. We say, give me your number. And then Charles says, then ask her where you met her. Y luego le preguntas dónde la conociste, like you don't remember. So all of this is what we would call playing it cool, haciéndose el duro, el chulo. And Mike says, yeah, I'll ask her where I met her. I don't remember. What does she look like? And then
I'll ask if we fucked. Would that be money? So again, he's like, you're telling me a million things I can't do, another million things I have to do, right? And he's just frustrated and just misses his ex. And then Trent says, you know what? Mike, laugh all you want. Ríete todo lo que quieras. But if you call too soon, you might scare off a nice baby, una guapa, chica guapa, who is ready to party, con ganas de fiesta, de festejar. And Mike says, well, how long are you guys going to wait? Because they went out on the prowl, no, de caza. And he says to them, well, how long are you guys going to wait to call your babies? And they say at the same time, 6 days. So basically, they can't get their story straight. They're trying to help their friend, but it seems like they're only confusing him more and more. If you haven't seen the movie, check it out. It really is a funny movie. I don't know if it's politically correct today, but again, I don't expect all movies to be politically correct by my standards, right? So I just don't watch it. But let's see. Chris says, I love this movie. I think it's called Swingers in Spain as well. So espera un segundo. Now I'm getting a little bit confused here. So you take something as simple as Bad Boys, no, with Will Smith and I was going to say Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, and you take Bad Boys and you call it Policía no, porque el dos sobra, no? Can't you just call it Policías Rebeldes instead of Dos Policías? We can see in the poster there are two guys, they're partners. It's called a buddy cop film, no? Amigos Policías. It's a whole genre. But in Spanish, they decided Dos Policías Rebeldes. It's like, Bad Boys no se entendió. Y Swingers, ¿sí se entiende? Yo creo que se malentiende. You would probably think, and myself too, if I didn't see the movie, that they were talking about sharing your partner, right? Swapping couples. So it's misleading. But hey, now that I think about it, maybe they did that on purpose. Yeah. Maybe they were like, oh, we'll get everybody's attention if we call the movie Swingers. All right, well, amigos, we've got to swing on over to our final commercial break right now. I can't believe it. Time is just flying by here on the show. We've got so much to do in the fourth and final part of the show, so I sure hope you'll join us as we rock and roll right into your afternoon. Folks, we'll be right back with the rest of the show. So, stick around. Hello, amigos. Welcome back. Welcome back to this, the fourth and final part of today's show. We've got so much to do, my amigos, and so little time. That's right. All aboard for part 4 of the show with no name on Vaughn Radio. And don't forget, this afternoon, you've got amazing programs all afternoon long. Right after today's show, you've got Ximena Holiday and Test Your English. Then you've got the lunchtime show with Rob and Andy. You've got Let's Get Random with Jules Linares.
You've got Speak Up with Ruby. Don't forget to follow her on social media. You've got The Salad with Dave Boyce, Kyle Miller's Drive Time, Richard Vaughn Live, No Excuses with Fitz, and The Pro Bow Show with Rob Grams. Oh, and how can I forget the show we listened to today, Frankly Speaking, with Chris Frank. Folks, this is the show with no name, and this is part 4. I hope you guys are ready to rock, because we've got a lot of challenges up ahead. And our first challenge of the 4th part is our double
trouble, baby. Yeah, you know what time it is. Give it up. Double trouble. I said double trouble. Double trouble. I said double trouble.
That's right, amigos. That's right. It's Double Trouble only on the show with no name. And let's see if you guys can figure this one out. I think it's pretty easy. Excuse me. I just sneezed, so I lowered the volume so I didn't sneeze in your ear. Sorry about that. I caught it on time. I remember over at Radio Nacional, they even have a sneeze or a cough button. So on the studio desk over there, right by the microphones, it's, within arm's reach, you've got a red button. And if you need to cough, clear your throat, sneeze like I just did, you can just hold it for a second and it won't get on the air. And sometimes I can catch it here and sometimes I can't. And I just caught it. That's why in the middle of the sentence you heard, so folks, and it went out. Well, it's either that or sneeze in your freaking ear. And I didn't want to do that. So here we go with today's Double Trouble. We'll see how you folks do. Ese pequeñín, ese enano, like a little kid or a small guy, le gusta comer gambas. There you go. There you go. Oh, and you know what? Let's up the ante here. You can't use the word eat. Too easy. You got to tell me a synonym for the word eat, just to make it a little bit more difficult. So I don't want the word eat being used. You got to give me another word for eat. So ese pequeñín le gusta comer, sin decir eat, gambas. That is your Double Trouble. You have to use the same word twice. Also, we've got to listen to our Say What soundbite for the 4th time. We've got 2 students who've already figured it out. That's Kubla and Laura. Wonderful job. This one's for the rest of ya.
Tonight, we analyze the new rock sensation Timil, the controversial new band that has taken the country by storm. Already playing at several large venues this month, the band prepares for its biggest gig, Lollapalooza, where they will open for Phil Collins.
All right, there you go, my amigos. There you go. That is your Say What soundbite for the 4th time. And we'll see if anybody else can figure it out. And speaking of figuring it out, I don't see anybody figuring it out our Double Trouble yet. I see some conversations between you guys, but I don't see any. Let's see, anybody. Let me sift through the comments. Voy a mirar entre comentarios. Okay, no, that's not for me. That's you guys are talking to each other. Okay, Born to Iron Man. Okay, thank you. Somebody's talking to me now. Thank you. Thanks for talking to me, buddy. Born to Iron Man. Oh, Born to Iron Man. But wait a second. I said you can't use the word eat. So maybe you participated before I said that? I wonder. Okay, let's see. Anybody else? Okay, we've got Kubla participating over here. And let's see what Kubla got over here.
The first part, that, yes. All right, so the good news is it seems like everybody got the words. That shrimp. And a shrimp is somebody who is very, very little. A shrimp. Okay? Sometimes we say, come here, you little shrimp, right? Pequeñín. So that shrimp likes to eat shrimp. That's what Born to Iron Man said, which again, it's right, but we're looking for another word. Kubla says that shrimp digs guzzling shrimp. Nice job, Kubla. And to guzzle is to engullir, to eat or drink greedily. It reminds me of the word guzzle, a gas guzzler. A car that uses up a lot of gas is called a gas guzzler. Okay, great job. Let's see, Laura. That shrimp likes to gobble up shrimp. Wonderful. Any more synonyms? So that shrimp, ese pequeñín, ese enanín, le gusta comer gambas, and gambas are shrimp. We normally call them shrimp in plural. Last night, I had shrimp for dinner. You don't say shrimps, okay? So to gobble up, to guzzle. Anybody want to give me any others? I got a whole page over here. All right. That shrimp likes to consume shrimp. That shrimp likes to feast on shrimp. That shrimp likes to chow down on shrimp. To pig out on, ponerse las botas, to chow down, to stuff his face with shrimp, right? That means to eat a lot. So those are just a couple different ways to say it. To devour, we say the same thing. To chow down. So excellent job to all of you. Wonderful, wonderful. You know me, you know I love synonyms. Synonyms are tons of fun, and we can always learn from synonyms as well. And this way, we're not just saying the same 5 words over and over and over. Folks, it's time for our next section. You're joking.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, what did the guy say when he walked into the bar? Ouch. Ouch. You get it? Ouch. He walked into the bar.
You're joking.
That's right. That's right. I can't help it, but when I hear the word shrimp, I always think of Jumbo Island shrimp. Do you know that one? Jumbo Island shrimp. Camarón de la isla. Gambon, right? Langostino. Also, in the UK and Australia, they call them prawns. We normally say shrimp. And then depending on the size, you can say these are jumbo shrimp, son los grandes. And I know from Almeria, I know this for a fact, I think there are 13 different kinds of shrimp just in the Almeria area, something like that. So camarón, I love it. De gamba, de camarón. Camarón de la isla. Jumbo island shrimp. All right, my amigos, let's take a look then at our jokes. And I know there's a joke somewhere in there with the word shrimp, but not today. We're not going to take a look at shrimp jokes. We're going to take a look at jokes, walk into a bar jokes, as they're called. And in fact, if you listen to the opening, the beginning of this, it says, a guy walked into a bar. What did he say? Ouch. Well, so many jokes start with, un tío entró en un bar. So let's get that background. I want to feel like we're in a bar here. Okay, there we are. A neutron walks into a bar and orders a drink. Neutron, a neutron. Protons, neutrons, electrons. So a neutron walks into a bar and orders a drink. Remember, we don't ask for a drink. We order a drink. And the bartender, Chris, from Frankly Speaking, says, what's your poison? And well, he orders his drink, and then he asks the bartender, how much do I owe you? Or what's the damage? Dos formas de decir la cuenta, ¿qué te debo? Dime los daños. What's the damage? So he says, bartender, what's the damage? How much do I owe you? And the bartender says, oh, for you, Neutron, no charge. No. For you, Neutron, no charge. So neutrons have no charge. Protons have the positive charge. I studied this a long time ago, so forgive me if I'm wrong, but neutrons, neutral, right, comes from the word neutral, I imagine. So for you, neutron, no charge. No llevan carga. But also no charge es está invitado. No se paga. No charge. Hey, for you, since you're my friend, no charge. It's on the house. It's complimentary, que es otra forma de decir gratis. Está pagado. It's complimentary. So you get it? For you, Neutron, no charge. No charge. No te cobro. Es gratis. All right. Another one. A horse walks into a bar. Okay. And the bartender says, why the long face? This is a classic, by the way. So a horse walks into a bar and the bartender says, why the long face? Cara larga. Well, if somebody has a long face, tienen cara de triste. So, ¿por qué estás triste? Would be, why the long face? ¿Por qué tienes esa cara larga? Como, extendida. Think about it. When you're sad, it extends your jaw. Tu mandíbula se extiende. So why the long face? You get it now? A horse walks into a bar. The bartender says, why the long face? Okay, also, another horse walks into a bar, and the shocked bartender points a finger his way and yells, hey! And the horse says, you read my mind, buddy. Right? Well, horses are not supposed to be in bars, right? So when the horse walked into the bar, the bartender was shocked and he pointed at him and he said, hey, ¿qué haces aquí? Right? Hey, we looked at this the other day. H-E-Y, no A, hey. También para llamar la atención, pero es muy importante que pongamos esa intonación. Hey! And the horse says, you read my mind, buddy. Me leíste la mente. We looked at that word before. Y fíjate, ¿por qué sé yo que no es read? You read my mind, buddy. Está diciendo, me sueles leer la mente. Pero aquí realmente quiere decir, me leíste la mente. De contexto. So you read my mind, buddy. Me leíste la mente. Hey, hey is N-O-H-A-Y. We looked at that recently. All right. A mushroom walks into a bar and orders a drink. But the bartender yells at him. He chews him out. Le echa una bronca. He chews him out and he tells him to get out before he stinks up the place. Antes de que apesta el sitio. The mushroom is saddened and says, why? I'm a fun guy. No? A mushroom walks into a bar and orders a drink. The bartender yells at him or chews him out and tells him to get out before he stinks the place up. Hasta que apesta, antes de que apesta todo el sitio. And the mushroom, well, is saddened. He has a long face para practicar eso. And he says, why? I'm a fun guy. Well, fungus is one, un hongo, a fungus. But there were many types of fungi in his shoes. Por ejemplo, no solo los que se comen. Fungi es el plural, que suena como un tipo divertido. Why? I'm a fun guy. You've all seen it cuando pedís la pizza fungi. Well, we pronounce it fungi. All right, the last one. This is one of my favorites, and it's a classic, just like why the long face? Porque son simples. A horse walks into a bar, and the bartender says, why the long face? Done. Ahí lo has contado. Here's another one. A sandwich walks into a bar, and the bartender says, "Sorry, we don't serve food." No. A sandwich walks into a bar. Entra en un bar un sandwich, and the bartender says, "Sorry, we don't serve food. No servimos comida." O sea, no te vamos a servir porque eres comida y no servimos como eres comida, pues no te vamos a servir. All right, really, really corny jokes. It's a good thing it's time to move on to famous birthday trivia.
Birthdays for you. Birthdays for me. Birthdays for everyone on the show with no name. Birthdays for him. Birthdays for her. Birthdays for everyone on the show with no name. That's right, amigos. You know it. It is famous birthdays only on the show with no name. And as always, this is where we look at some famous people who are celebrating a birthday. And before we even go on, excellent job, guys. What a wonderful job you've done today collectively. I am super proud of each and every one of you. So keep up the great work. And don't forget to let us know when your birthday is right around the bend, a la vuelta de la esquina. The first person was born in 1940, and his name in Spanish, porque tiene un nombre que suena a español, is, even though he's Irish and British in his national, or he passed away this year. And his last name is Jumbo Shrimp. So, no gamba, pero el grande. So, maybe that's why we looked at the word shrimp before. Well, he was, I should say, again, just passed pretty recently, an Irish-British actor. He's been in the business for 6 decades. That's 60 years. He's won so many awards. He was knighted as well. He's been in all the William Shakespeare ones. He's been nominated for 13 Olivier Awards. He was in The Insider. He was in The King's Speech. He was in Amazing Grace. He also played Dumbledore, Albus Dumbledore, in the Harry Potter film series as well. And he, what else can I tell you? No, that's it. That's it. Number 2, this guy was born in 1966, an American director and screenwriter. And this guy appeared in many movies, but in 1996, he did his passion project called Swingers, which was it was loosely based on his life and a bad breakup he went through. And speaking of bad, he was in Very Bad Things, Deep Impact, Daredevil, I Love You, Man, The Wolf of Wall Street, Chef, and of course he's been in the Iron Man series, the Avengers series, as well as Happy Hogan. I'm really happy about this guy's success because I've been following him and his work since Swingers. And last but not least, another one here who is one of my favorites. He is 50% of South Park. That's right. So you can get this one 50-50 here. He's an American actor, animator, producer, and screenwriter. And again, South Park, you may laugh at them, just like people used to laugh at Eminem until you take home an Oscar. And then everybody's all of a sudden like, hats off. So you silence the naysayers. To silence, silenciar, and the naysayers, los que dudan, los que dicen, no. All right, amigos, those are your 3 famous birthdays. Let's see if you can figure out who our birthday boys and girls are. Going once. Oh, we've got somebody taking a stab at it, and she nailed it. Chris Valrol. Number 1, Michael Gambon. Yeah, there you go.
Jumbo shrimp. I wonder if he's related to Jumbo Island shrimp, Camarón de la Isla. Number 2, Jon Favreau. Jon Favreau, writer, director, producer. Jon Favreau, actor as well. And last but not least, Trey Parker. And that'll bring us over to today's Say What soundbite. This is Trey Parker, not only one of the creators of South Park, but also one of the actors who voices many characters. So here they're making fun of Phil Collins, really. They hate Phil Collins because he won the Grammy instead of them for bigger, longer, uncut. So they've got a grudge, guardan rencor, against Phil Collins. So he goes, tonight we analyze the new rock sensation, Tim Mill. Tim Mill. The controversy, it's Tim, based on the character Timmy. The controversial new band that has taken the country by storm, que ha cogido, ha sorprendido, no, ha arrasado. It's taken the country by storm, already playing at several large venues this month. Sitios muy grandes. The band prepares for its biggest gig, Lollapalooza. It's really called Lollapalooza, but they're making fun of the name, where they will open for Phil Collins. And then they proceed to make fun of Phil Collins. And you know what he said? I can feel it coming in the air tonight. And speaking of Phil Collins, didn't Leo say Genesis before? Well, here's Trey Parker from South Park.
Tonight, we analyze the new rock sensation Timil, the controversial new band that has taken the country by storm. Already playing at several large venues this month, the band prepares for its biggest gig, Lollapalooza, where they will open for Phil Collins.
Folks, it's time for Name That Lyric.
Hi, hello, Alberto. I think the song is... No? Sorry, bye.
Name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric only on the show with no name, the show with no name, the show with no name. Name that lyric only on the show with no name, the show with no name, the show with no name. It's name that lyric only on the show with no name.
That's right, amigos. It's Name That Lyric only on the show with no name. And thank you. I'm going to dedicate this song to you guys because there are many, many songs that pump me up, que me motivan. But I don't think there's any song that quite pumps me up like this one. Now, I've got to tell you something as well. This song came on my playlist when I did my first 10K. My first 10K race, mi primera carrera de 10K. And when this came on, it was like some kind of power up on a video game. All of a sudden, I was invincible. So I wish you the same when you listen to this song, that it makes you feel as invincible as it makes me feel. And sometimes when you need to hear that is when you're having a tough day. Un día difícil. So maybe you need it today, maybe not. Either way, this song will pump you up. If you want to look at the lyrics with me, it's Eminem, and it's called Till I Collapse, hasta que colapso. And it starts out going, you'll lift, right, left. This is a military march. And he goes, sometimes you just feel tired. No, todos. Feel weak. And you feel weak and you just want to give up. But you got to search within you, mirar dentro de ti. Try to find that inner strength and just pull that shit out of you. Sacar esa fuerza interior and get the motivation to not give up and not be a quitter, no matter how bad. Da igual lo difícil que sea, no matter how bad. So, my amigos, if this song doesn't pump you up, I don't know what will. Thank you so much for being here today and every day. It's always a pleasure to be with my show with no namers. And we'll be back tomorrow with more. We're going to hear from you guys as well in our question of the week. Now, let's march together. Everybody up. Let's go. You'll live, right, live. Come on.